If there are doubts out there that this is a house that is made of noble men and women, then that doubt has been eroded this evening for the last 2 days. And I therefore think it was then prudent for the drafters of our Constitution to think of creating a house of such high repute. A house that has been called upon to offer oversight over the performance of the county government. Had it not been for this house, I assure you, honorable senators, that the ordeals that the people of Kenya would have suffered out there would be enormous and untold for. It was then prudent and wise that the drafters of the Constitution gave the singular role of oversight to this house and told this house that your oversight will not only be limited to how the resources of the county must or will be spent. The oversight was granted unto you, members of the Senate, and extend to seeing to the effect that Article 10 has been implemented. That is a question of integrity. It calls upon you, honorable senators, to look at the conduct of the people working in the county assemblies. It calls upon you, honorable senators, to see to it that Chapter 6 of the Constitution has been implemented as it is. Chapter 6 of the Constitution presupposes a scenario of the Caesar's wife, that the people working in the county governments must be beyond reproach. They must not even be suspected of any scintilla element or any iota of misconduct. They should not be suspected that they even attempted to get bribed. This is not a case of an attempt. It is a case that evidence has been led to the conclusion of any reasonable member of the society that yes, Mr. Monda was found with his hands in the cookie jar. That doubt has been erased. When Mr. Monda was put to task, why didn't you reverse the 100,000 shillings that you sent to Lucy? He simply says, I fell asleep. At the county assembly, he indicated that he fell asleep. When he was taken to task and taken through his M-Pesa statements, even as late as 23:57 hours, he was still transacting. When he was put to task whether he understand the M-Pesa procedures and whether he saw the prompt messages, he simply feigned ignorance. I do not know how to operate an M-Pesa. Ignorance is no defense. Ignorance cannot discount his misconduct. Ignorance cannot let him be pardoned for defrauding the least members of the society. Honorable senators, look at the person who was called upon to raise 800,000 shillings. A destitute youth, a jobless youth, a hopeless youth, a homeless youth, a youth whom we should be, instead of extorting, a youth whom Honorable Deputy Governor Monda should have been giving hope. Honorable senators, the conduct of Honorable Deputy Governor of Kisii County does not breathe hope to the youth of this country. His conduct is a conduct that goes to telling our youths that unless you have a godfather in the status of Honorable Monda, do not attempt to apply for any jobs in this country. That is the message that the conduct of the Deputy Governor of Kisii County is sending out there. This government is spending a lot of time. The senators are on day-to-day allocating money to the counties to make sure that work and jobs are created. Those jobs are not created for the use of the status of the friends of Mr. Monda. The jobs are not created for the people who have connections with the deputy governor like that of Mr. Mosati. So that you do not see the correct network of this corruption and bribery. Let no one be invited that the money ever came from the mother. If it did came from the mother as earlier submitted, the mother would have been a witness to testify to that effect. Honorable Senators, let it not be lost on us that on 31st of December 2012, the Honorable Lady Deputy Chief Justice of this Republic committed a heinous offense similar to this one. And she was sent home on the count of pinching the nose of Rebecca. She was sent home on the count of asking Rebecca Kirubo that you should know people. Who are you? We give you power, we vote for you, then you extort us. We vote for you, then you steal from us. We vote for you, then you defraud us. How lucky are you? How lucky are you, Honorable Monda, that we shall vote for you, we give you our votes, and then you defraud us of our money? How lucky can you be, Honorable Monda? How lucky can you be? That is a question that must go and ring bells. Honorable Senators, as I sum up, let us draw the lesson from the case of Nancy Baraza. If a Chief Justice was taken home on that one count of pinching the nose and arrogantly saying that you should know people, what of this person who has gained and benefited unjustly? What of him? You are told that 500,000 shillings was being paid as a debt. Has evidence been brought before this case, before this Senate, to prove that Mr. Mosati owed the governor at a particular point? Zero. No evidence. Let us rise to the occasion, honorable members. As I sum up, look at the Watergate case. The Watergate case was a tight case. Somebody breaks and organizes the breaking of the National Convention, the Democratic Convention offices. A president tries to conceal that, and that act of concealing sends President Nixon home. Today, it's not President Nixon. Today, it is not Nancy Baraza. Today, it's Honorable Monda. As I sum up, I am urging this Honorable House to do what is right. Not what is popular, not what is easy, not what is enticing, but what is right. What is right is that which shall lead to giving the people of Kisii County justice. What is right is that action of upholding the provisions of the Constitution of Kenya. What is right is that of saying that the sovereignty of the people of Kenya must be respected. Finally, honorable members, for the loss of that child, and I insist, for the loss of that honorable child, Honorable Monda must go. For taking of the bribe from poor Kenyans, Honorable Monda must go. For failing to breathe confidence to the youth of this country, Honorable Monda must go. For failing to uphold the integrity of his office, Honorable Monda must go. For taking for granted this house, that he can blatantly lie to the house, Honorable Monda must go. For failing to bring and for lying before this house, Honorable Monda must go. I urge you, Honorable Senators, Honorable Monda must go. Much obliged. Finally, only one more issue, the competence of the motion. If the motion that has been brought before this assembly was not competent, Mr. Monda would not have lined up his witnesses. If it was not competent, he would not have appeared before the county assembly. The doctrine of acquiescence bides him from the beginning of the motion to the closure of sending him home. I'm most humbled.
Thank you. Now we shall move to hear the closing statement for and on behalf of the Deputy Governor.